Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the FACEIT League here on FaceitTV. We are going to be going live very shortly, Devilwalk and I, with the next game. And it will be, of course, in Team Dignitas and Epsilon. They're going to be playing Overpass. But first, we do have giveaways. We know you guys love the skins, so we are going to be throwing some skins your way. When we hit 100,000 followers on the channel, we'll be dropping a couple nice skins. We've got an M9 Bayonet and a Deagle Blaze. So some pretty serious skins here, as you can see, being showcased off there on the monitor. And these can be yours. It's going to be open to everybody on the channel. You just have to spam that raffle. Not now, don't do it now. You don't have to do it now just yet. But when we get to 100K, and of course, this will be happening during, of course, the FACEIT League streams on FaceitTV. And we'll be checking back between the matches to see the kind of progress we're at, obviously, as we can't do it in the middle of the match. So Overpass is the affair between Epsilon and Dignitas, and they are fielding SF today instead of Uzzziii, and they have, of course, the new edition of PM. So they are going to go for the knife rounds, and Devilwalk, you can give me your thoughts on Overpass. You said you had 2 sentences that sum up Overpass before when we weren't live.
Yeah, I think the CT side is about stopping B rush and then win CT round.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty simple. And you were explaining it to me the way that you perceive this map, and as we're in the knife round, we can maybe use the overview to explain a little bit. So if you want to talk about what you're telling me about the fast rotation times and why just like justify your statement there.
Well, it takes a long time for the Ts to actually there's no real big of congestion of the map. The CTs can, if they want, control areas, but they don't need them to make a proper defense. They can just stay at the sites. They don't need information because the rotation is so fast. Well, the T, if they mount to go for a site, I mean, CTs can rotate so quickly that they don't really have a choice but to push into that CT defense because the Ts cannot really rotate around. I mean, it's possible, but you cannot really do it that quickly. And even the B side doesn't really need to be defended on the B side. You can use the balcony area and like the short area, the lower area of B, and just pick off the bomb planter. So you actually don't really need the B side either, which just makes it really, really hard for terrorists.
And well, we are live here with Epsilon and Dignitas, so just quickly, do you feel like this is like a 10-5 CT sided map? Is that something that's fair to say so far?
Yeah, for sure. Could even be an 11-4 map for the CTs.
Okay, well, we do have the push coming in here. Great headshot coming in from Scream at the start of the round. And we do have this B defense coming in from Epsilon as Dignitas do go for the take. Good Glock work coming in so far. We're going to get the bomb planted there by Dignitas as FXO and PM, the new addition, struggle to try to retake this bomb site. Looks like FXO is down here alone. And he is going to back off just a little bit. See if he can find himself some kills. Watch the flank. And definitely a very nasty situation here for Epsilon. So they couldn't hold B, and they lost the round.
Yep. Pretty much what the map is about.
All right. Okay, I love the graffiti. I want to see more graffiti added to this map. Some good artwork, especially the Olaf spray. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess like the first player to be honored by Valve directly in the game in that way, I suppose. Yeah,
it's pretty big achievement. It was a pretty epic moment though, so gotta hand him that. As Dignitas won the B rush towards towards B basically, and picked up that pistol round pretty cleanly. They lost 1 member, I guess, from that pretty impressive headshot from Screen.
And GMX going pretty deep there, trying to see what he can find with his pistol. And so far, Dignitas playing the standard anti-eco, just playing together.
Yeah, and Dignitas is a really methodical team. They rarely go out of bounds and take risky moves. They clear and get map control pretty safely. Always has a man to back them up if they need to refrag like that. Sipnix is there, even though he dropped. They did it pretty safely, and that's what's so good about Dignitas. Their methodical play and just how they take map control.
And they are finally working themselves onto the B bomb site. And so far, 2 players have been killed by the pistols of Epsilon. So that is perhaps an okay result for them, something that they'll be content with. But now, of course, they are going to need 1 more eco. so they can get that 4th round bye. And Dignitas is going to be, I imagine, playing a very similar round, just cool, calm and collected, keep it passive, play together against this echoing Epsilon. But definitely a great start for Dignitas then, you know, considering your, or rather the kind of 10-5-11-4 CT sidedness that we have been actually seeing.
Yeah, and I mean, picking up the pistol round as T is huge on this map. And you could basically win another round. Like if you get to 5, you get your pistol round, you get the 2 anti-ecos, and if you win that crucial weapon round, the first weapon round as T as well, you're pretty much set for the half. And it makes it really, really difficult for Epsilon if they wouldn't pick up that T pistol.
And we do have Dignitas cycling back for what looks like to be a B movement, and Dignitas, definitely with those weapons, should be having a really rather big advantage. We don't really have many strong pistols here for Epsilon. We do have the CZ on screen, but mostly 2 P2000s here, and just regular pistols besides that 1 CZ. So FeTiSh going to lop off the head of SF on the entry there, as Dignitas do make their way through for the cleanup here of the site. So far, not even much damage found onto the players of Dignitas, and it looks like it's just FXO left with that P2000, and a very safe round from Dignitas, resulting in the very clean situation here, which is going to reward them in the money.
Yeah, and we see actually FXO actually picking up an AWP, but he has no armor. He has a smoke and an AWP without armor, and Epsilon obviously doing the smart choice of not picking up any head armor since they're against the AKs. Giving them a couple of extra nades this round.
Kind of missing his timing shot there, FXO, but I guess feeling forced to kind of get an aggressive pick here. All getting tagged there just in the back as he does go for the exit, for the fallback, and GMX going to pick up a kill in amongst the madness.
This is where it becomes really, really hard for the T players. They don't really want to push and just randomly go into that AWP crosshair, and you can have so many different setups as CT, and the quick rotation, you see how close everyone on the CT side is on the map. It's
pretty much on top of each other.
Yeah.
And in some cases they actually are. And Dignitas are slowly making their way towards B again. And we'll have to see how well they can actually push into this site now, as Epsilon have indeed a very strong setup. Looks like the first kill coming from Device, and we see that Xyp9x and aizy going to go down. Good stuff here from Epsilon, but looks like it will be evened up by dupreeh. And now a 2-on-2 situation with that bomb getting planted, and things are definitely all well in Denmark right now, as dupreeh is trapped actually from this position. Going to try to get himself out of there. Oh, great movement to just squeeze out of that position as FXO looks on with that AWP. Able to find the first kill onto Device. Now dupreeh, last man standing here for Dignitas in this round to make it potentially 4 right at the start, but PM will take him down. The new addition here, the menacing leak for Epsilon, will take it down. And Epsilon, quite a close one, but they are going to be moving forwards here with another buy. And Dignitas, they had so much money from those clean rounds that they're going to throw a buy into this as well. This could get pretty awkward for Epsilon if they have a bad round here.
Yeah, and as you looked at that B take from Dignitas, it was good. It's a good take from Dignitas, but once they went to that bomb plant, dupreeh was always stuck on the site. He couldn't move from there, and the guy tried to help him out and just got picked off because of it. And it's very, very hard.
And they go with the aggression here, trying to shut down this B play from Dignitas. It's going to be Xyp9x with a quick double as he makes his way back into the bomb site. And now things are looking quite good here for Dignitas, throwing a huge wrench into the works for Epsilon, who wanted to build that economy. But Dignitas say no, as aizy aim trained on PM. Going to take him out before he can get in position. And now FXO in a very precarious position, to say the least, with this AWP. And trying to stay alive, but it's going to be Xyp9x to take him down. And so far, Dignitas are just really having a fantastic match, fantastic start to Overpass.
Yeah, I think Epsilon's kind of forcing it too quickly. I don't think they need to go that aggressive that quickly, taking over the catwalk room and I just feel like they should play it defensively. That pit area on B side, if you can survive there for like 10-15 seconds, which is pretty easily with backup, then you should be able to hold the site. But seems like they're playing a more aggressive way on the B side, which I don't
feel like it's suboptimal.
Yeah, I mean, it can be good to play aggressive, but just felt like it was the wrong round.
So we'll have to see what Epsilon are able to do on the future buy rounds, but things are definitely slowly going a bit sour for them. And yeah, it does feel like the aggression's something you can throw in, but not the standard. Yeah. Perhaps we need to see a more tighter standard here for Epsilon. And the addition of PM has definitely lent them a lot of stability in their recent matches. But a team like Dignitas is going to have so much practice and experience on a map like Overpass, whereas perhaps Epsilon, is still putting the pieces of the puzzle together, still trying to build the experience to understand how to process information, because they can get information, but how do they use it? How do they use timings? Lots of questions there, lots of experience that they need to get.
Just to point out, 2 B rushes, 2 1 weapon rounds, or pistol and weapon round. So that's basically what they want.
All right, it's a pretty strong argument there for the B rush, but we do see again a small movement here towards B. And see if Dignitas can actually make some picks here. GMX close. Very close. Can actually do... Oh, very close there. FeTiSh almost barely going down. 12 health left on him. And GMX will fall. And we can see the rotation coming in here from Epsilon. 3 men there. And Device going to go down to SF as Dignitas try to work their way in. And Zipnik's going to go for the boost here. This is wonderful stuff. Does spot ahead there. Goes for the spray. And not going to quite find the head with that just yet. And Dignitas still trying to work their way in. But Epsilon, they know where Dignitas are. But all they can do is wait for Dignitas to execute the push.
Yeah, and this is where it gets complicated for Dignitas. They don't know if the CTs are aggressive. And going up that underground area is just too many angles to check. They're doing it anyway, slowly as FeTiSh gets another pick on B.
And lost 1-on-1 there for SF. Scream going to hold it down just for the moment, but 8 points of health left on him. Very fragile now. It's been very vulnerable to a wallbang, but it's going to be a headshot that FeTiSh will find on him as FXO is left 1-on-2 now after finding the 1-on-1. So we'll have to see if FXO is able, or Foxy Zero is able to actually pull this one off as he goes into the A bomb site and quickly dispatched by dupreeh. So not much of a retake there from FXO. And we have now a 6-1 scoreline, and Epsilon struggling on the gun rounds.
Yeah, once again, it seems like they're taking unnecessary duels. They're not flashing for each other. They're taking duels that they were in a man advantage, or an advantage where, even on this map, a trade for T, I'm not sure if that's even good, since the rotations are so fast. So could even be beneficial to be trading SCT, but
that's actually a big difference to the typical dynamic as well. That's a pretty huge point. And
I'm pretty sure like T wants trade since they're in the worst team, but at the same time I don't think it affects that much. As the CT can hold pretty much the same way. There's basically 2 entrances to hold if you hold very defensively.
Here we go, Dignitas to make their way in once again to the speed bomb site, and the grenade going to finish off SF as the pistoling players of Epsilon once again go down with ease from Dignitas. They've won these rounds quite cleanly the majority of the time, at worst losing 2 players. And there we go, there goes one. They do find Device. It'd be nice if they could actually pick up and save one of these weapons. You can see Scream on the AK-47 getting wall-banged a little bit there, just a couple bullets connecting. And there he is. Scream, now the lone man here for Epsilon.
Yeah, and I mean, 7-1. Dignitas usually being a very CT favored team normally, and already getting 7 rounds in a map that I feel like it's very, very CT based.
Doesn't sound too good.
No, it doesn't sound too good. No.
The interesting thing, right, is about this league, of course, for those that don't know, and generally an interesting talking point, is the fact that we have this unique structure whereby we have a home team, or rather, you know, each team plays each other twice, and we get a home map and an away map for each team. So the away team gets to veto 2 maps, and the home team gets to pick from the remaining ones. So, and this was the home map of Dignitas. They got to pick this, but equally, Epsilon left this map in. They didn't veto this map against Dignitas, so they vetoed 2 other maps. So I guess it's hard to veto for a team like Dignitas, but still, definitely Epsilon are struggling right now on the CT side.
I mean, it could be also. I mean, the lineup is so new. I mean, once they might have practiced this and this worked fine, but they didn't have time to practice that much since Overpass isn't played by all leagues. Most of them, but not all. And oh wow, those nades on the A site just doing huge amount of damage.
The FXO with no armor buy as well, just to pick up the AWP, and a triple spray down from PM as Xyp9x will get the return, but FXO to take down Xyp9x, and finally we're getting a really nice round here from Epsilon as aizy is the last man coming up here on this A bomb site, looking for the spray, but they are just conceding themselves. Perfect team play right at the end there from Epsilon as they make a clean round, only losing PM, who took down 3 men before he found the dirt, and that's going to be round number 2 for Epsilon. But still, it's a really big deficit here on the first half.
Yeah. But as I was saying, they're a new team. They might have practiced a plan A, but in such a short while that they've been together, they're not going to have all these plan Bs depending on which teams they're facing, like very experienced teams have. So they might not be able to change what they've already practiced.
We have an even trace coming out here. Looks like still even, 2 versus 2. And Epsilon with FXO still alive with the AWP. And we do have Scream alive as well, as the Ts do try to find themselves an opening onto either site. And looks like they are veering off towards... In fact, they have the ability to go to both sites, so it looks like they are kind of swinging towards the A bomb site here. So we'll have to see now if Epsilon are going to be able to deal with this. We do have a Scream... Oh, FXO getting caught off guard there, actually. Xyp9x to take him down now. We have a very horrible situation for Scream coming in all the way from the B bomb site. He's going to have to try to make a very glorious retake here. 1-on-2. And Device and Xyp9x have pretty strong team play. They're going to be able to set up quite well for this. They've had like a good 15 seconds before Scream even gets there. So here goes Scream. Very slowly, but very sure of himself, as always. Scanning for those heads. Tossing in the grenade there. Looking for that first player to peek. And you're going to get one shot here. And there it goes. And Xyp9x will come out. Perfect timing. And there you go. Dignitas with great team play make it 8-2 there against Epsilon here on Overpass.
Yeah, and they're just buying... yeah, they're a bit confused, and they just need rounds now. I mean, they're already 8-2 down, and Dignitas is having an amazing half as terrorists, and I'm not really sure. They seem to be going aggressive everywhere, like a different place every time, Epsilon, and not sure I agree with it. I mean, it could be because they have pistols. FeTiSh just picks him up, and yeah.
It's looking pretty good so far here for the approach from Dignitas, taking down 2 players already from Epsilon. And we do get that approach. Very strong, very fast onto the A bomb site as Xyp9x takes up the flank. And here is SF. Great first kill there, but that's all he's going to find. Scream going to chime in with 1. He's alone now, and he cannot do it. Dignitas taking another round here. At least this one, you know, went a little bit closer, but still we can see the bank is just looking super good here for Dignitas. They might as well open up a trust fund. Got a 9-2 scoreline. Epsilon another eco, and this is just looking very, very poor for them right now.
I just want to imagine how well they would have taken that round without losing any entries, letting Dignitas actually come to the sites. I don't agree with them holding so close to the pipes either. I feel like they can play much more defensively, because right now they're just getting mangled from everywhere, every direction, where, yeah, they can just pick up the bomb planter from defensive positions.
Yeah, and this feels like a really fast game right now. We're already 13 rounds in,
yeah,
and Dignitas have been winning their rounds very, very quickly. And it's been very hard laboured here for Epsilon so far. We see another AWP picked up by FXO. Very, very solid AWPer. In fact, PM as well has shown that he's got great AWP skills. Perhaps this, though, was maybe one of the worst choices here for Epsilon to land against Dignitas Overpass. Epsilon are very strong on many other maps, but this map obviously we are definitely seeing some problems for them, at least against Dignitas. Here goes FXio with the aggressive peek there. Does find Xyp9x, but we're having a push here from FeTiSh on to the B bomb site. Going alone, in fact, there. No support at all. Going to make a frag, but he does get traded down. So we have a 3-on-4 situation in favor of Epsilon right now, which is ideal for them. But aizy easily dealing with GMX, throwing him aside. And now they have a lot of options with a minute left in the round. But there is a flanker here. We can see PM coming around from the back. PM, key player here. What is he going to be able to do as he comes from behind? He's got to be patient. He's got to read this well. Going through the pipe here. Looks like he's going the wrong side here for the flank.
They should know that there's no one here. I'm not sure why he's...
Looks like perhaps a communication malfunction there from Epsilon. Either way, PM going to get taken down by dupreeh as Dignitas slowed down the pace of the round at the middle. And finally, they turn up the heat once more. Flipping the switch for the aggression. Going in right there. Good damage done by SF with the M4. They're getting really weak right now, but they just won't go down. SF finally able to pick off one, but the bomb is getting planted. SF close, ready with the USP. Gonna take down the second. aizy will fall, and now Device left alone here with the AWP, and SF gonna take him down as well. So great play there from SF to get the triple, and they are gonna pick up another round, but the problem is that it's going to be a 10-3 scoreline. So, I mean, they're going to need just so many rounds here. It's looking very, very hard for them to deal with. We'll have to see what they have in store for us.
But you have to credit SF. I mean, he picked up a quad kill there, and that's where I like them to play the defensive side. I want him to be in that pit, just kind of doing damage, backing off, because there's no way he's going to get killed. With FXO, for example, being up their balcony, you know, covering for him with an op. But it seems like they don't want to play that defensively.
We do have dupreeh just on the very outskirts of the map here, just watching for any aggression from Epsilon, perhaps expecting maybe some desperation aggressions, and just keeping their options open here, at the same time playing it safe. And Dignitas are slowly moving towards that B area once again, whilst they do still have one player all away on the outskirts from dupreeh. I'm going for the wall bangs here, but not finding all too much. Just you know, about 80% damage onto SF.
Good nade there. Actually, already done more than 100 damage to Epsilon. So.
Looks like this should make the B take much easier as they finally decide to go in. We do have the opening kill from Scream. The entries coming in, but SF again with a good defense. 2 frags, very respectable stuff there. GMX going to pick off aizy long range with the FAMAS, and now we do have FeTiSh and dupreeh alive here, with Epsilon in a wonderful position to prevent the plant from even happening. And we do have dupreeh coming in from the A bomb site right now. And of course, you know, the rotation to B is so incredibly fast. He can go for the flank, but look at this, catching PM off guard. They had no idea that dupreeh was lurking there, and FeTiSh now has an opportunity, whilst they're distracted, to get the plant down. FeTiSh going to eliminate GMX, ready for the bomb plant with the cover from FeTiSh. But here's FXio with the AWP, looking for those shots once again. And it's only got 62 points of health. A couple Dignitas players left alive. FXio still struggling to find the angles, and dupreeh will finish him off. And we do have another round here for Dignitas as we go to the last round of the first half, and Dignitas are looking fantastic. And is that a P90 there from Device, just buying up everything he can with his money on the last round?
Well, yeah. I don't really know what to say. I mean, Dignitas is dominating, and I feel like I've said it all already. Feels very unlikely for Epsilon to actually get a good D half.
I mean, I guess time will tell. I mean, we'll have to see how Dignitas decides to play CT, but you can only imagine that they've got a really good understanding of this map. I mean, having played it, you know, in ESL 1 and having had some really good matches there, and going into this
casually took B there against the Force by losing one player and then just wrecking everyone else.
And they have a lot of confidence. And Dignitas going to take their 12th round, and we do have the first half over and done with. Only 3 for Epsilon. Definitely a really harsh result, but again, we have to remind everybody that this is Dignitas' pick in Epsilon. You know, when they are able to later on face Dignitas, they are going to be able to choose whatever map they want, which is left in the pool after the 2 vetoes of Dignitas. So the next time that they face Dignitas, most likely will be a completely different story, even if it's the same result. But Epsilon aren't able to show their full strength in this game, I feel. We do go into the pistol round. A must-win here for Epsilon, to say the least.
They have no nades. They have pure armor. And dupreeh's already made the damage to them. Goes down, though, by PM, who's been one of the better players in Epsilon, I would say.
Oh, yeah, he's been doing it phenomenally. And FXO trying to work his way into the site as well with a few shots. But Dignitas kind of scramble right now, like which way are Epsilon actually going? They're cycling back towards B very quickly, but of course, you know, we already talked about the fast rotation times here for Dignitas on the CT side, and they are on top of things here with those long-range shots. Oh, just popping heads at long distance here are Dignitas as the bomb does go down.
This is why you don't really need to hold that close. I mean, you can, wow,
SF having a monster of a game. There is frag number 3, and Device is left. Can SF find him his head as well? Looking for that shot with the Glock, and just barely, there it is! The quad kill once again from SF, and Epsilon with a phenomenal individual play at the end are able to just get by when it was looking so good for Dignitas, coming in with those long-range headshots, and now they have an opportunity back into the match, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be really, really tough. I mean, even though they picked up that pistol, which I didn't see was likely. I mean, that was an incredible performance by SF, picking up that quad kill. From nowhere, it seemed. He just picked up 2 instantly and just kept on rolling. And will be rewarded with a pistol round for that. As this is not actually a force buy from Dignitas. They pick up 1 guy already, and that is SF. And Epsilon didn't really respond to anything that happened there.
Interestingly, they kind of like fall back almost completely there. And we can see that FeTiSh is in a really forward position, but just besides FeTiSh, they all fell back after that, taking the AK with them back to the bomb site and able to quickly react again with the fast rotation times. This could really throw a huge problem into the plays coming in for Epsilon. We'll have to see what happens. FeTiSh going to just annihilate PM there, and that's going to be a free weapon for him. Now as Dignitas cycle around to react to the B take here from Epsilon. The bomb will go down, so we'll have to see if this rotation 3-on-3 can actually work out. dupreeh carrying the AK-47, but there is Scream on the site with the Galil, takes down aizy, GMX to take down dupreeh, and we have just Stipniks left over, and it's going to be a hard time for him to do much with just the 5-7. But pretty nice round from the perspective of just getting a couple kills in there, getting that economic pressure.
To get 1 more, he could get 2 more actually.
Just can't quite find them at that range, it seems, with the 5-7. And there you go, bomb will explode and he'll keep his 5-7
GMX
alive.
with 4 HP, so we almost got a 3rd one there. But good eco from Dignitas. I mean, they didn't spend all that much. Can buy a couple of pistols again and still have a pretty healthy economy going into the weapon round. And nice knife stab.
Oh my god, it's like watching Hellraisers all over again. Yeah. So it's happening repeatedly. Angel always getting stabbed in the back by somebody. Usually by Dozier, I think. And
they just want to pick up a couple of weapons. Have a few just have a few weird angles. Try a push.
Couple kills coming in from SF here. There goes the triple on the aggression of Dignitas, going in with the pistols. aizy going to find himself a frag. In fact, 2 frags. Epsilon now in a 3-on-2 situation. And Dignitas just putting in so much damage in these eco rounds. And Epsilon going to cycle back around for this A play with PM carrying that bomb. And we do have dupreeh here, very close on the A bomb site. Going to wait for some reinforcements here, just repositioning himself, allowing his teammate to come in. So they have better positioning overall, but looks like his teammate dupreeh going to get found by FXO, and that's going to be Epsilon with the bomb plant here on the A site. So aizy just going to chill with that AK-47, save it.
Yeah, still a very, very healthy eco round for Dignitas. If they could save this AK, it's even better, but just picking off 2 people is great. If you look at the stats, SF with 20 kills, with the next guy is PM with 7.
That is quite significant.
Yeah, so SF is probably the reason why they even have 5 rounds at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty huge. I mean, what did we see? Like, some really important, like, triple and quad kills, in fact, from him in various moments when they were holding the site and stuff. So, yeah, SF probably just keeping them with any chance in the game right now. But as you said, you know, Dignitas, huge damage done, and we can see that, you know, the economy is decent, but Epsilon, they don't have a huge amount of money to play with here, and Dignitas, they've got a lot of rounds to play with, and we know that they understand how to play fast and aggressive and how to throw you off before you can even get going. That's the kind of play that can really just annihilate a team in this position here that's off balance. dupreeh might find himself a quick shot with the ult, but FXO jumping on the angle, and it's almost just cyclically understanding that that's happening. dupreeh backs away with his AWP. Very forward defense here from Dignitas. We can see across the map, just able to fall back. Though we see the pick from dupreeh onto FXO. Device does get himself a pick as well, so this is just not going well at all for Epsilon. They can't even push Dignitas back. Dignitas are making picks, and Epsilon, what are they going to do from this position?
And now we see a pretty defensive setup from Dignitas. 2 on the A site, with 1 pushed up in a weird corner, but I mean, they're just taking info, and I'm pretty sure they just take info and back off to defensive posture once they get that information. That would be aizy. So they should know that it's probably an A push. They take the information there from the pipe, and now the rotation should come in for Dignitas.
Yeah, and Xyp9x ready to deal with this straight up on the site, and watching the grenades just bounce over his head. There's dupreeh though, almost getting a double, but 1 will be good enough there as the teammates are coming in to close it off. But great entry fragging here from SF and Scream. Device returning, and now SF, can he go huge once again? Molotov out, and that's going to be the frag there for Device, as Dignitas win the round pretty much in the very early stages with that aggressive push, and then the fallback later on to the more defensive line. I mean, that was picture perfect there. That's absolutely how you do it.
Yeah, and even though like the A defense didn't seem that solid, I mean, the rotations came in, they stopped the bomb. The Dignitas players, they got the information on B that no one was B. They threw their flashes, they threw their smokes, they tried to stop Epsilon from actually moving, giving them the like just 1 flash, and they had time to rotate.
We can see actually dupreeh trying to get aggressive there. Does get picked in doing so, and now there is an opening. Now we have the reverse situation. Early in the round, Epsilon are able to find the picks from the timing frag attempts from Dignitas, and now Epsilon, as if they go to an execution of B or A, both are completely possible. Oh, aizy gonna take down Scream through the wall. Big kill coming in to even the odds here, and great damage done by PM as well through the wooden plank. Epsilon still, though, they have the advantage and they have all the options. Setting up for this A play, Xyp9x in a very hard to predict angle there for FXO, and it's going to catch him off guard, evening things up. But we do have a very weak aizy as SF's on the B bomb site. He's like, guys, there's no one here. There's no one on B. They've got to be hiding on A. And we do see Dignitas, in fact, are very spread out, in fact, so this might be very hard to read for Epsilon, exactly where they are. And in fact, Xyp9x will take down GMX here.
And that's the bomb. They could actually lose the round because of this.
Let's see if PM's able to save it, though. He's going to be coming around the corner with this. And Xyp9x lying in wait there, going to take him down with the AWP. And SF now, all on you once again, sir, taking the first kill. Got to work his way back to the bomb, but there's no time left on the clock. And SF just going to go and save what he can. And Epsilon, they had this round in the bag, the first 2 early picks, but Dignitas' movement, too unpredictable. Just too unpredictable for Epsilon to handle.
Yep, and another Dignitas round. It's 14-6, and Epsilon is forced to an eco. They do have an AK on SF, who's been pretty much carrying. He decides actually to buy full nades, Scream and SF. I'm not really sure what's happening right now.
Yeah, you can see the money disparity is like a little bit weird there. Either way, if they're actually able to win this round, they do force an eco out of Dignitas, I believe. Dignitas actually pretty low on money, but Device going to get a quick first kill, and we do have the pistols mostly for the kind of like half buy here for Epsilon.
Yep, and already losing a man. Did some damage on Deve King. Device, that would be. But FXGO is also low, so I mean, just got one. They do have 3 head armors, but only 1 long-range rifle.
We're just taking it very slowly right now, trying to work out their options, and looks like Zipnik's going to throw over the smoke to delay. Very well timed, actually, to throw that smoke, kind of leaving it to the last possible second. We can see that's exactly just as Epsilon get to the site. Yep. So very good feeling for the game there. But FXO is going to creep through the smoke. He's actually standing inside the smoke. Gets splashed through. Can he get the kill? He won't. Device takes him down. We've got SF coming in from the back with the AK. Been huge for his team so far. He needs to come out huge once again. Gets the double. Has to reload. Pulls out the pistol. And he's going to go for it. And he's going to meet the friend. He's going to meet aizy. And that will be his downfall, as Epsilon now are looking at a game, a 6-15 game. Dignitas about to win, perhaps, as the money is just all kind of messed up here for Epsilon.
And SF is like 4 kills away from like his entire team in kills. And yeah, I don't really know what to say. I mean, SF has been playing out of his world, and Epsilon isn't really there to back him up. Dignitas solid defensive play and methodical T side. It's just gonna be very hard for them to win this round as well. I haven't really seen the way they could win as GMX
nice.
actually picks up FeTiSh there.
Yeah, we do have a nice early pick here. Dignitas actually extending to the middle of the map once again, as we've seen previously, to get those picks to then fall back. To like really force a very delayed. Sf actually going to find himself a pick as well. Look at this. Lots of damage done to dupreeh. Very low health. dupreeh can't find a kill. And actually, Epsilon finding an edge, finding a space to move. And finally, Dignitas are looking at a terrible round, something that they haven't seen in perhaps ever on this map. It's looking very one-sided in this one particular round. We've got Device and aizy left over. And with the money being as it is, they may decide to save, but it looks like they're going to go for it.
I think they just want some exit frags. I mean, they know Epsilon doesn't have that much money, so saving but causing some economical damage is probably the best idea. Hopefully they'll move out, because the bomb is like right on top of them.
Yeah, they are going to actually die there, so yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, the understanding of the map, like, it's like, yeah, the sites are basically at the same place. You have to, like, actually get much further away. So Dignitas still in an amazing position with so many rounds to play with. They can do the most risky stuff ever if they want to just really throw Epsilon off. But we can see Epsilon, you know, are taking it as methodically as they can and pulling the rounds out here and there where they can with those early round picks. But
yeah, and I mean, Dignitas can basically grind this out. They're gonna have the round loss bonus to the point where it just gives you a lot of money.
I think it's like 3,400 is the max.
Yeah,
I think.
And they can basically force every round if they wanted. Otherwise, eco 2 rounds and get an op. Like, they would have so much money, and they can just kind of grind out this match. They have full control over it.
See them getting cute there with a bit of an aggressive setup. We see the very middle-oriented setup from Dignitas across the width of the map. aizy waiting for the pick. Looks like SF going to jump in there. Very nice stuff. Again, SF making a lot of frags in this match for Epsilon, really keeping them as in the game as they possibly could be, even though it's looking so grim at the moment. And Dignitas just trying to work their way around for the flank here on Zipnik's. Very, very interesting positions here from Dignitas all over the place.
Yeah, and Zipnik's actually picks up PM, but GMX has like the best position. Basically has the whole site. Not sure if they know where FeTiSh is. No.
And there we go. FeTiSh will get taken out, and one more round for Epsilon. But as you said, you know, so much money going towards Dignitas with the consecutive round loss money bonus, and we see the buy coming in, and a deagle on FeTiSh, FAMS on Device. So it's not ideal, but it is a buy, and you know, with such a I mean, I guess if they go to a passive setup, then you know that's something that's been working for them. They've been trying to just go a bit aggressive every round here, but they'll have to see how this works out for them. They are getting pretty cute here, towards the outskirts, towards the A side of the map now.
They're basically deciding to retake A with just holding long there. It's pretty risky, but dupreeh picks up a frag and see if they can actually counter Dignitas at this point.
It looks like they are being, really stuck for options in places to move here, as Dignitas are trying to eliminate options with this aggression, and Device going to take down PM as well. So now it is a 5-on-3 situation, and again, match point here, 5-on-2 make that, after Device gets another one onto FXyo, and GMX and Scream are the ones remaining. GMX going to go into the B site as Scream taps down some players. He's getting quite low though. Going to go in for another frag. GMX going to spray down aizy, but he is finished off, and that's a 16-8 scoreline here for Dignitas, who I don't think at any single point looked like they were going to lose this game.
No, they had complete control from the T half. I mean, how many rounds did they pick up? Like 11, 12?
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, it was over after that first half. Dignitas is also a very, very solid CT defense team. So, yeah, that's basically it. But 2 B rushes and 5 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all in the B rushes, man.
Yeah.
For a pass. But we do have Titan and Hellraisers coming up next on Cash. It's going to be an awesome game as well. Going to get to see more Hellraisers with their new lineup with Simple instead of Adren, so that's always really interesting. And Titan have been doing some great results on Cash recently with their very awesome double AWPing style on the CT side of things. And after I get a note from production, if we hit 100k yet, if we hit 100k, we're going to be dropping those awesome skins, the Deagle Blaze and the M9 Bayonet. And okay, we're 92.8, so we're getting closer and closer.
Yep.
So we'll have to see if things change during the break, which we will take now. So stay tuned, guys. We have another awesome match coming up. You don't want to miss it.